Hello, everybody. This is Monica back, and I'm going to wait a few minutes. Either way, tonight I'm going to be making a floral card using this flower here, which is made from this die set here, which is the Brew 8071. It's this pretty flowers here that you have see here. You get fairly a variety of flowers, which is really nice. And I really love how intricate these leaves are and how great they cut. So what I did was I pre-cut them so that, it helps save time and you don't have to sit there and wait through the boring parts of a video. But what I really like about it is I like how thin the die actually cuts. And I like the shape of the leaves too. Really, really pretty. You get that shape. You also get this nice fun shape here, and I'm basically going to be using these. I don't know, maybe they're daisies or your basic flower, and I cut them in this it's sort of a salmon color, but I'm going to be coloring it using some distress ink. I cut a few pieces, and I also cut it using out of some express it blending paper, because a lot of times I'll cut a die and I will color the die using like my Copics. I have coloring with my Copics because you can get a lot of sort of color variations. And I'm also going to be using this stencil here, which is from one of these subscription kits. I believe this is the Delicate Floral. I really like it because it has such a really cool looking sort of flowery shape to it. And I'm also going to be using the Simple Stories, I think it's the Vintage Indigo paper collection, which is available in the Brutus Monroe store, to make my actual card. So, to get started, I am going to start out with, I believe, oops, dropped my die, by actually piecing the card together first, which is already pre-cut, because I'm going to use a stencil to create a sort of just a light background on the actual printed paper. So let me glue this down to my card. You know what? I unplug this glue all the time, and I swear it clogs up. I'm so bad about putting tops on things. It clogs up not because it's a bad glue, it clogs up because I'm a bad crafter who does not know how to put tops back on things. That's the issue. It's not the glue, it's definitely me. Just gonna get this glue down on here. Like I said, everything's sort of pre-cut out so you're not bored through the boring parts of cutting. Now I'm going to, and I really love the papers that came in this set. I like gingham printed paper. I don't know why, but I just really love how gingham looks for some reason. I just think it comes out really pretty on cards, okay? And I really squished that too much there. Punched out a whole blob of glue. Now I'm going to put this on top here. Yeah. Just like so. Nice and easy. Now I'm going to be taking this stencil, and I'm not going to like stencil a pattern over the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of create, some patterns here and there just to kind of, give it, a little bit flair or, added look to the card here. And I am going to be using some distress ink because it blends easier for me. I'm not the greatest at blending, so let me get it. What my ink to use? I'm going to be using Stormy Sky because it's a nice soft color, because I don't want it to be too dark. Because I want the pattern just to be sort of here and there on the paper. So there's no certain particular way I'm adding this on. I'm just sponging on some color as I see fit. And no particular pattern. That's why I'm not gluing it down or anything like that, because I'm not particular how it's going to come out or where the pattern's going to be. I just want to add just sort of some extra look here and there, because I'm going to be using a flower. And see, it's like a really nice soft look. It's maybe hard to see because of the color I'm using, but that's what I want, because I don't want the color to be too strong to where it's going to overpower the actual paper itself as well, but I want to add some extra embellishment to it. Once it's all done, you'll be able to see it, and it actually make that actually very, very nice. Okay, there. I'll probably add maybe some here. Let's find some of this. And this pretty stencil is from one of the subscription kits. You can see here, you can see the nice soft light patterns. Now I'm going to be showing you how to make some easy flowers using the die set, this particular die set here, which is this. So for this, I'm going to be adding some extra color to the paper here to darken up the color. And I'm going to be using some aged mahogany distress ink to darken up some of the flowers. Just going to sponge this color on. Darken it up. Like I said, I blend better with distress inks, it seems like, because it blends smoother. So, and with this paper, you can use any inks to color with. You can use the Brutus Monroe Color Wash. I didn't want to do that because it would need time to dry, and I didn't want everybody sitting there waiting for the actual color or the color in the paper to dry. Color this up here. Some colors. I'm going to make this a nice 3D look. Just simple to do. And it's nice because you get two different size flowers in this set, which makes a nice 3D flower because you can shape the petals with a embossing tool to give it some sort of a 3D sort of look. Now I'm going to start shading some of the smaller flowers. And nice and shaded. Really love this color. Comes out really pretty. And I'm not trying to add color everywhere on the flower. It's just to darken up the flower to give it a more like realistic look. Now that I'm done with that, I am going to show you how we are going to shape these flowers. I am going to cut in between each of the petals so that when you go to shape it, it sort of helps give the flower more 3D shape a little bit easier. So I'm just going to cut a tiny, maybe like a 1/4 inch cut between each petal. Like this. And I'm just going to do that. It's just a very small cut. And like I said, it's so that when you, see if I can double these up, make that a little faster. It's so that when you go to shape it, the flowers will curl a little bit easier or shape easier because you've given it more area to form. If that's the right word, probably not. Okay, I'm going to cut these two here. Get this nice and cut. Nice look. And this die set here is the Brew 8071. And you get a bunch of different cuts, dies in this set. You can make different, you get these little shaped flowers here. You even get this really nice, fun shaped flower here, which is very nice. Now, I'm going to shape these flowers here. Well, cut these flowers here. And what's actually kind of nice too is that because you colored this with Distress ink, if you sort of spritzed it with a little bit of water, it would kind of give you that nice little splotchy or spotted look, and believe it or not, it actually looks very, very, very nice. Now that I'm done with those, I'm actually going to add some coloring to some of my leaves here. And these are the leaves that are cut from the set. You get these smaller pieces, and you actually get some of your longer stemmed pieces here. Very nice shaped leaves. I really like how the shape of these leaves are designed. Now I'm going to add some color to my leaves here. Kind of darken my leaves up. And you could have taken, like I said, the leaves that I cut with the Express It blending paper. You can color it with your Copics, which actually gives you a very, very nice look. But I'm just going to kind of, and this Distress ink here is actually peeled paint, kind of darkening up my leaves here. You don't have to do this at all. You could just use the leaves as is, but I kind of like adding a little color. I just feel like it kind of gives it a more realistic look, you know, by showing you the different colors, because we all know leaves has a bunch of different shades in them. Depending on what time of season is, the leaves could be green with a little bit of brown as they start to die, which right now in Florida, it is so hot. I have this huge tree in my yard that I swear, I don't know if it's a magnolia bush or something. It's got these big white flowers, but I've never seen so many leaves. I cut the grass yesterday, got the leaves all picked up, and today I come home from work and there's leaves all over the yard again. How that happens so fast is beyond me. Take one more, add a little bit more color. Okay, now that I have my leaves all colored up, you can see here, I'm going to be forming them on just this little foam pad here. And I'm just going to be using an embossing tool to give my leaves some shape, which is very easy to do. Simple embossing tool, and I'm just going to flip them over, and I just kind of, as we say, called cupping. You're going to be cupping the different leaves by just kind of pushing the embossing tool over. And you can see what happens because it starts to curl up. It almost looks like a dinosaur's claw, or a creature that had long fingernails, and it kind of curls over. That's why I kind of figure it kind of looks like. And I'm going to be doing that to each of these leaves. And it just depends on how many leaves you want to add to your flower, you know, for added look. You don't have to have, I like a lot of leaves sometimes, and sometimes I don't, just depending on the flower or how big the flower is you make it. And see how easy it is to give your leaves and stuff some shape. And I'm going to shape my bigger leaf now. You just press down in here. And what you can do also, if you want to really give your leaves some shape, if you can spritz it like with a little bit of water, and that really allows the fibers in the paper to sort of form easier or not tear the paper, but it just allows the fibers to sort of mold easier when you wet the paper. But this is such a delicate shaped leaf that you really don't need that water because, you know, sometimes you have a die and the cuts are thick, but this has a very like thin, you know, stem here. So it's very easy to shape. That's why I said I really like the shape of these leaves. And you don't have to do this here. This is just if you're trying to create a nice little 3D look of your flowers. Now I'm going to shape my flowers. I'm going to do the same with each of these leaves. Super easy to do. And for each one, you can layer each flower, or you can actually leave it as is, which I will show you. I'm just going to press this down into the foam pad, and you can see how the flower starts to cup and form together here. Gives you a nice little 3D look. And I'm going to do a couple of these, and I'm also going to do one where I double the petals and glue them together. And it's just going to give you a more fuller look. Your flower will have a more full look. And if you use a smaller tipped end, which I can see if I can find one, sort of just going to cup a little bit deeper in there, or you can do like this. You can kind of twirl it around in there, and you can see it just kind of shapes differently, and that's how you can get different shapes on your flowers. Now this one, I'm going to show you how, if you add like see, this is the one that I did earlier. It's just a simple, I didn't try to make it too full or anything. It's just one flower there. This one I am going to actually add 2 layers. Oops. This is nice and easy here. I love making paper flowers. And it's a really easy way to add embellishment to a card. Now for this one, I'm going to add a smaller size leaf to it. Show you what a different look you get when you layer your flowers. Press this nice and easy. Turn this over. Oops. Don't want to cut off one of my petals there. Like I said, you just spin that around, and the more you do that, it sort of cups. Now, I'm going to glue that in there. Let's add this flower in there. When you do that, you can kind of just shape your flowers, or you press down in there. And you can see here, you get a more like fuller look. And what I'm going to be doing is be gluing these just to the stem of there by just adding just a touch of glue to the back of my flower and gluing that on there. And this glue is really good. It dries really quick, I feel like, so it's really easy to do. Now I'm going to add, where's the long one that I did? I'm going to probably add 2. Sorry about that. Had to let my dog in. He was whining at the door. I think I'm going to make a smaller one, and then I'm also going to glue a bigger one to the end. Sort of create a floral, as they say, floral spray. Turn this over. Cup my flower. Just pressing that in there. Now, I'm going to glue the bigger one probably to the end here. And once it dries, and once your flower dries to your leaf, you can shape it a little bit more. I'll probably glue this one up here. Going to glue this up here. Like I said, these are really, really, really very pretty leaves. See, it's just already dried on there. And here what it looks like. Your spray is done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my card, and I'm actually going to be adding one of the stamped images from the beach bum set that just came out. I'm going to arrange this on my card base here. I'm going to glue this to the back, or to the actual leaf. Just gonna kind of glue this there. I think that looks good there. Oops. Off to the side a little bit. Okay. See, and as it dries, you get to shape it a little bit more. I think I'm going to add, yeah, I'm gonna glue that there. And there's no certain way you have to glue your flowers on, just as you would like to arrange them on your card. And what's nice is that you have a variety of shaped flowers that you get in this set, so you can really switch this up quite a bit. Okay, now, because I'm going to be coloring in this, actually the umbrella from the set, and putting it off to the side and arranging the flowers around it. So what I'm going to do, and this is from the Beach Bum set. You get this nice umbrella, the fun little giraffe and the bear, and this particular one is the Brew 9234. I'm going to be coloring this, and then when I'm done coloring it, I'm actually going to fussy cut it out. And for this, I'm going to be coloring it. Since this paper is sort of navy and it's got the pink, I'm going to make my umbrella those colors. So now I'm going to start with my darkest color. I'm going to color this. And I'm not going to make it a bunch of colors, but I'm going to just alternate between maybe the blues and pinks so that it matches the color in the card itself. This is B93. I really like the shape of this umbrella. It was such a cute umbrella that came with the set. Now I'm going to be coloring. I'm going to use the darker color, the B99, on the outer edge on this side of the umbrella. Take the B97. I'm going to pull some of this B99 towards the umbrella. My dog has joined me. He loves to come in my room and keep me company. Well, actually, I have two dogs, and they're both in here at the moment, which is nice. They stay in here and watch TV with me. Such loyal animals. Now, I'm going to make this probably pink. I'm going to use R83. I'm going to add this color on the outside of my umbrella, as if the sun was like shining straight down on it. I'm going to take R81 and color in there. Add a little bit more of this R83. A little more color towards the center. Now, what I think I'm going to do is color these like flaps on my umbrella. I'm going to alternate the color. I think that'll be kind of cool. And I'm using the lightest color. This is B93. Seeing when it's done and I put it on my card, it's gonna make, I'm using it to, I guess, just to be a kind of added decorative piece on my card. And I color this with the blue just to kind of alternate the colors here. I actually might use a little bit of pink. I may need to make this a little bit of gray. I have to color both these and I'll make this one here pink. Just so it sort of matches here. Color that in. And I just think it's gonna give my umbrella kind of a nice look that matches the color of the paper that I use for my card. That's why I love using Copics, because you get such a nice color variety. You can make just about make anything match. Now for this though, pull some of that color in there. Dogs over there whining. Now I'm going to I think I'm just going to color all the flaps here blue. I don't know, for some reason that seems to make sense. See how this looks. So I actually didn't pre-plan what kind of card I was going to make this time, which I like to do so that I'm not floundering around, I guess. But today I did not. And add a little bit of color here, just to kind of, I don't know, give it a little bit of variety. Pull some of this color out. Pull some of this color out. There we go. Cool. I think I'm going to color my, I think because I'm going to use gray for the, for the stem here. This is C3. I'm going to color the ball here. Oh, this is dry. I am not going to be using C3. Maybe I'll use, I think I'll use T3, toner gray. Yeah, color my umbrella stick. That would be actually sticking out of the sand, but there's no reason you can't have your umbrella use it as something decorative. I don't like that it's kind of, so I'm going to add a little bit of B95 just to pull a little bit more of that color. I'm not liking how it looks too much. I feel like it's not very good of a blend. Where's this? Okay, my B93. Yeah, I think that looks better. Kind of blends a little better. Okay, baby. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut my umbrella, but I'm also going to make a little bit more flowers to surround my umbrella with. Because this is sort of like the decorative part of the card. I just thought it'd be kind of interesting, you know. Just because it's an umbrella doesn't mean you can't use it as something different. That's what's nice about stamp sets. And that's what's nice about crafting. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know, to me, nothing is ugly. It's art. So whatever you see fit or however you feel you want to do something, I say run with it. It makes things a little bit more interesting. There's no reason to be, you know, with the umbrella, it's got to be used for a beach card or anything like that. You can use it however you feel or see fit. So now, kind of fussy cutting this out. Ew, ew, fussy. I love fussy cutting things. I guess I like to see how good I really am. Okay, I'm going to cut the other side of my pole here. Careful, don't want to cut my pole off. Perfect. Now, I have my cute little umbrella, and I'm going to be putting my umbrella on my card like so. And then I'm going to make a few flowers to go around my umbrella as decor. I know that seems weird to place a umbrella with flowers, but I think it's gonna be neat looking. Look at that, something different. Now, I'm going to glue more flowers, because see, I'm using the umbrella as like the decorative focal points. And I'm gonna glue this flower down there. Add that there, just like so. And put some more of these leaves that I had formed earlier in different places to kind of really surround my umbrella. See, it's like the umbrellas are protecting, the umbrella is protecting the flowers so that it doesn't get too much sun exposure, right? Does that make sense? Probably not. Yeah. Yeah. Do that. Do. Boom, boom, boom. I think I'm gonna add this stem here. Yeah, I like that. I like how that, but I feel like something needs to be along the bottom there for some reason. Or maybe if I stretch this out a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to add another paper flower to just kind of balance the card out by there, like so. Just like that. Now, I am going to add another leaf. Let me cup this one here. Where'd my embossing thing go? Is this one done? Oh, this one's done. I'm gonna add one more little leaf here, just like so, yes. And this leaf here. Bum, bum, bum. There, see? And that kind of balances it out. So with the flowers and with this, you have this nice little look. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use the Simple Smile sentiment from this set called Textured Wings, and this is Brew. Bum, bum, bum. I don't see the number on this one. Anyways, the set is called Texture Wings. I'm going to use the Little Smile sentiment, I think. I may just leave it as it is, but I'm thinking, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to ruin it with the sentiment. I actually think I'm going to leave this like that. I think that goes well. And this is my completed and finished card, and I hope everybody enjoys it. Easy way to make some 3D paper flowers, you know. Get different uses out of your stamps by doing something a little funky. You know, I put an umbrella as the decorative or focal point of my card here with some flowers surrounding it. And that is it. And I hope everybody likes it. And have a good night. Uh-oh, I lost it. I can turn it off. Sorry, guys. There. Give you a nice little look here. You see the nice 3D look of the flowers. Really nice. Hope everybody enjoyed it.